welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you can tell by the title, in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys 5 tips to start living a healthy, positive lifestyle in 2020. So these are just some tips that I have accumulated over the years that have helped me go from this to this and really helped improve my mental health and just my overall well-being and sense of happiness and gratitude and all of that good stuff. And if you wait till the very end, tip number 5 is probably the most important of all, so stick around for that one. If you guys have any other tips that you would like to share with this community that we are building here on my channel, then go ahead and leave those down below and we can start a conversation about it. Before we hop into today's video, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already. There's also a little notification bell so you'll get notified when I post new videos every week. So if you want 2020 to be your year that you crush all your fitness goals, your health goals, and change your life for the better, then definitely stick around for these tips because they have really helped me. And I've watched a lot of self-help videos, read a bunch of books, and all of these tips are in all of those books and videos. I have found a theme and a pattern that a lot of successful, healthy, happy people do, and that they all are related and they all pretty much do the same things. So if you want to hear what those are, then just keep watching. So tip number 1 is a very important, yet kind of obvious one, but I kind of want to jump into it a little bit more and talking about it in more detail, and that is to move your body and exercise in some way, shape, or form. That will look different for everyone, obviously, because not everyone enjoys the same things. So what I want you to do is just go out there and try new things. Try taking a yoga class, try taking Pilates, try going to the gym and lifting weights, going for a walk. There's so many different things that you can do, and you don't know what you like until you try it. You don't want to go force yourself to go lift weights if you truly don't enjoy it. I know for me, for example, I really don't like doing HIIT workouts. I just don't like it. Like, not for me. I've tried it. I've tried to push myself over that little hump because I know it is good for you and you burn a lot of fat, but whatever. But I just don't enjoy doing it. And if it was in my workout routine every week or every other day or whatever, I would be so much less likely to go and be like, oh, I don't want to go. That doesn't sound fun to me, especially if I'm in a bad mood or just have a bad mindset that day. I don't want to go do something that doesn't make me feel good. Like, for me, I love yoga. I love hot yoga so much. It makes me feel so good. I'm excited to go. And I also really enjoy lifting weights and running sometimes. Also, on the same note of working out, if you are not active at all right now, obviously don't go sign yourself up to go to the gym 6 days a week. Like, you're going to burn out. It's not going to be good for your body because your body's going to like kind of freak out a little bit and you're not going to stick with it. So start off slow. Start going maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Okay, and tip number 2 is to eat more whole foods. So this is kind of hard if you are not meal prepping and thinking ahead of what you're going to eat that week. So obviously if you just have a bunch of produce in the fridge, chances are they're going to go bad if you don't prepare and kind of meal prep things out. So what I like to do with my produce is to go ahead and cut it all up and leave it in the fridge just so I can throw it in the oven or on the frying pan whenever I am making dinner or lunch, or sometimes I'll even just go ahead and cook everything and put it into the containers just so I can heat it up and eat it whenever I need it or take it to work with me. That is one thing that I have kind of struggled with in the past personally, is I will buy a bunch of whole foods and they'll just go bad because I'll just leave them in the fridge and I'm like, oh, I really don't feel like cutting up all these vegetables, spending an hour making dinner. You don't have to make it hard, just plan out a little bit better. And also, when you are eating more whole foods, you have so much more energy and you just feel so much better and healthier and all that stuff because you are nourishing your body with nutrients and vitamins that it needs. I am a firm believer in eating whole foods because they are grown here on the earth. They're not processed, they're not messing up with all of the hormones in your body and throwing everything out of whack. So that's kind of a rule of thumb for me, is that if I'm eating more processed over whole foods, then chances are there are other aspects of my life being affected too, like energy levels, how I'm sleeping at night. I get really bad headaches if I'm not eating well, and that's just for me personally. Those are things that I notice. I'm like, oh wait, I'm not eating enough fruits and vegetables and whole foods. So yeah, that's all right. Tip number 3 is gonna make me sound like your mom, but tip number 3 is to get enough sleep at night. Sleep is so important for your body and the way it functions. Just like eating healthy, you need to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours every night so it can reset, helps your digestion, helps all of your energy levels, your mood, and it also affects your productivity for the next day. My friends call me grandma because I go to bed pretty early. I go to bed at like 9:30 or 10 every night, just because I know I'm so in tune with my body, and when I need sleep, I really can't focus that well the next day, and I'm just grumpy. My mood is, I'm just in a bad mood, and I can't focus on what it is that I need to get done. A lot of good sleep books out there that like go more into the science behind sleep and how it affects your body and your mental health and all that stuff, so I recommend going and reading some of them. Alright, and that kind of leads me into tip number 4, which is to start reading more. I remember the most change that I've seen and growth that I've seen in myself is when I am reading, because it just helps you see different points of view. You learn you learn new things, you learn new habits, whatever. I've said this in other videos before, you can always learn something new from someone else, even if you don't agree with them 100%. There are so many good self-help books out there. There are books on health and wellness and fitness and all of that stuff. So if you are wanting to be healthier and happier in the new year, then definitely go pick up a new book. There's a whole section in Target about like self. Alright, and tip number 5, this kind of goes hand in hand with tip number 1 about fitness and stuff, but I kind of wanted to talk more about this by itself as its own tip, and that is to try something new. Some of the best advice I've ever gotten was from my aunt a long time ago, and it was, if you're not doing something uncomfortable or something that makes you feel uncomfortable, then you're not living right. So basically what that means is, if you aren't doing something that brings you out of your comfort zone, your cozy little box that you keep yourself in, and you don't do anything that's scary or challenging, then what's the point? You know, like, I think it's so important to push yourself and try new things and experience new things, because that's what life is all about, honestly. That's why when we were little, everything was so amazing, because you're trying new things like for the first time, and that's why, I don't know. So I think it's so important to read new books, to try new workout classes, to step outside of your comfort zone and try out for something that you might, like, to audition for something that you might not have thought you would have done before. I did that last year. I tried out to be a professional NFL cheerleader, and I never in a million years would have thought that I could have done that. But I tried out, I pushed myself, I went through with it, and I made it. You know, you never know until you try. So even if you put yourself out there and you do fail, who cares? Get yourself back up and try something new. Variety is the spice of life, as my dad always says. It's exciting, it gets that fire inside of your belly going, and if you are kind of in a lull in your life and you don't know where to go next, just put yourself out there, read something new, watch videos on YouTube about different career paths at least once this year. You never know where it can take you, and that is why I saved that one for last, because I think it's the most important. Alright, so that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, because that really means a lot to me, and we can keep growing this community that we are building here on YouTube. Like I said in the beginning, comment below if you have any other tips that you would like to share with us. I would love to hear some tips that have helped you. So without further ado, go outside and do something that makes you happy today. Try something new, like tip number 5, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!